Hey guys, Reverend's here, and we're back with DancingDragon.
Hello.
And today we're going to be doing my top 5 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh characters. So these characters are the ones that I view out of all the characters in the show are my favorite.
Okay.
Now, again, this is only an opinion. I'm going to put a disclaimer on the bottom saying this isn't your opinion. Go ahead and put your top 5. Just don't be sending flares to my home because it's not on your list. Okay, so let's get started. My top 5 is Yuma. If you recall, he's also my top 5 hated.
Right.
So a lot of people would ask, why is your top 5 hated? My top 5 favorite. I hate Yuma because he was childish.
Oh, okay.
But I love Yuma because of the fact that, unlike all the other main characters, which were champions right at the beginning, they were expert duelists, so right at the beginning, you're actually seeing a champion in the making.
So it's like...
It's kind of like Hercules, zero to hero.
Oh, okay.
You're actually seeing a boy who's learning how to play the game go from a scrub or nobody to the top. Yeah. And I think that's what I enjoy. I think there's something I kind of wish they did with the original. I don't like Yuma because, he's immature. But I love the concept of the fact that they're willing to, have a character start at zero.
And then work your way all the way to the top.
Exactly. I felt like it was perfect because this is where you could see the mistakes. And I think this is also really good for like newer players to watch because it also teaches you that even the characters of the show have issues learning the game.
Alright, so it's not like, you might be a first beginner and you're going to have problems, but they also have problems in the show too. So in a way, it's like, hey, we're not all perfect. Even if you make a mistake, that's okay.
It's exactly what it is. Exactly. Like in the original, it made it seem like that you had to be perfect. And I felt like they should have done like more of like a Yuma thing. That's just my feeling. I don't know.
Right.
My number 4 is Bastion. So Bastion was from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and he was basically the super nerd of the place.
Okay, his name sounds a little
weird.
Yeah.
Now GX was about when kids actually went to school to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It was actually a school that taught you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Huh. I would like that.
And it was like really interesting. And like, I don't understand. Like, I felt bad for Bastion because like he actually cared about learning about the game. He wasn't pulling fucking badass cards out of nowhere you're never gonna see again. It's like, I pull Electrum. It's like, no, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's like, and you could, like, if you saw his room during the show, it was covered in math and science, trying to find the perfect way to make his deck. Because, like, you saw probability, you saw, like, multiplication, subtraction, you saw all of it. And it was like, I have the strategy for the perfect card deck. And it's like, that's the one guy that in the show that if he dueled and he lost, I'd feel bad for.
Right.
Because he spent the time and devotion to not only learning the game, but also preparing. It's like, I know every card in your deck. I've studied your deck down to the T. Still lost just because you pulled some random ass super powerful card that you're never going to use again. What the fuck is this bullshit? I quit the school.
Right.
I'm surprised you didn't quit the school. It's like, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, he put all that work into it. I would be, upset too and feel bad for him too.
Exactly. He actually tried. He actually devoted time. It wasn't like he pulled random cards out of nowhere and went on the fly. He actually devoted hours of time to the game. And I felt there should be more characters like that.
I agree.
So now my number 3 is kind of weird, and many people are like, what? And it's actually Yugi Muto from the original series. Now, if you remember in the original series, I remember you seeing some of it.
Right, I understand.
The little boy had that little triangular pyramid on his neck, and it had like a spirit.
Okay, yeah.
Yugi was basically the shy little boy. And yeah, Yugi never really did anything in the show, except for the final 4 episodes, because like the Spirit of the Millennium Puzzle did everything for him. But that was something I enjoyed because in those final 4 duels, it showed how he grew up. He went from this shy, timid boy to someone who could hold his own with confidence. He didn't have any confidence. And I feel that's why I like Yugi. It wasn't because of the fact of the way he dueled or the way he was. It was the change over the years. How he went from this timid, scared boy to this confident young man willing to take on anybody.
He is pretty like to himself almost, like in the shows, like he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't like want you to know. Like he gives you that like
Exactly. It's like he knows what he wants to say or what he wants to do, but he doesn't have the courage to say or do it. And I feel like that's why I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is because of the big change he had. I mean, it was a great big change, and I enjoyed it. I mean, you should see that final. You know what? After this video, we're going to watch that episode.
Okay.
Okay. My number 2 is Yusei from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. He came from this same series as Crow, that creepy guy that steals cards and hang with kids.
Okay, yeah.
He was the main character. And unlike Jaden or Yuma, this was more of a series for older teenagers to get them back into the show, because 90% of the main characters were adults.
Right.
And I felt like Yusei was to himself, but he was also very quiet. And what I think I liked about him was the fact that he was willing to go to jail and stand up for what he believed in was right, even though the government at the time said, no, you're wrong.
Right. At least he took that, stand, okay, I'm going to jail for, what I believe in, but it's okay, he's not.
And that's what I felt, it's like during that time, it was like, okay, poor people, you gotta stay on this island. Never leave this island.
Right.
And it's like, rich people, you come with us. You guys are cool. And the thing is, it's like, he didn't believe in that. He believed that everyone should be willing to duel at the same table and be willing to be able to live in one big area.
And actually, if you think about it, it's kind of like today.
Exactly. It's exactly like today. Like, I want you guys to think about this, okay? Think about this. There's so many racial and ethnic issues these days, and I'll just replace all the race and ethnic words with Yu-Gi-Oh! And literally, it's the exact same argument.
And yeah, it is the same argument.
So what number was this one?
2, I think.
Okay. So my number 1 is Zane Truesdale from the main from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, what I'd say, is the second most childish of the series, after Zexal, where Yuma came from. I think it was because he wasn't a jerk. He was more towards himself.
Like by himself, don't want to get into.
And I mean, he had a little brother, and he's kind of like me and my little brother. We argue a lot. We don't get along.
Right.
But in the end, I have his back.
Right, and you're not gonna let anything happen.
And it's like, it's there because it's very important. So it's like, I have that connection with him as an older brother. But not only that, it's like when you see the other characters, they were childish. I mean, you should see Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. It makes you want to facepalm. They were all childish. All of them. From the main character to the rival, they were all childish. And it seemed like he and Bastion were the only mature ones. But it was like, he had one thing Bastion didn't have. And that was that he was a great duelist. I mean, yeah, Bastion actually learned about the game. But the awesome part about Zane was that he spent 90% of his childhood in a monastery in the Himalayas training to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, he was like a monk for fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, all he needed now was the Kung Fu. And it'd be like Kung Fu Panda for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, Kung Fu.
And I think that's what I liked about him, because he took the game very serious. Not the fact of like, oh, I'm gonna die if I don't win serious. But he took it serious to the point where he can enjoy the game, and he enjoys the thrill of the game.
Instead of...
But he's willing to play in a serious manner as he sees everyone as an equal opponent.
Right. And then that's how it should be. I mean... I think he had the great idea.
I mean, at the beginning of the show, everyone thought he was a big dick because he wouldn't talk to nobody. Oh, this guy thinks he's better than everybody else. But really, when you saw more of him, like, the school was divided from Slifer Red, Raw Yellow, Obelisk Blue, with Obelisk Blue being the best, and Raw Slifer and Slifer Red being the worst. He didn't view classes. He didn't judge you on what group you were in. He judged you by your skill and your will to play.
Right.
And I think that's like a very important thing that we all gotta understand, is that we all have the potential, and I think that's what he saw, is that everyone had a potential.
And everyone, can use it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, maybe at first he didn't know, but now since... like, he's being more...
Yeah.
He's, saying, hey, it's okay.
Yeah, and I think that's what I enjoy about him. So, that's my top 5 guys. And as a bonus, I'm going to give you my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Villain of all time. As a bonus. Because you guys are so awesome. And my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Villain of all time is Bakura. Now, kind of like Yugi, Bakura was a young boy that had a Millennium item, and inside was a spirit. However, unlike Yugi's, which is good, Bakura's was evil, created literally out of darkness.
Okay.
And what I enjoyed about Bakura as a villain, like the spirit Bakura as a villain, was that he was always in the background. It's like he waited for the perfect time for the strike. And that's what I enjoyed about him. He reminded me of a cobra. He waited.
Waited and then struck.
Exactly. I mean, like, he was throughout all the villains. Maximilian Pegasus, he was there. Merrick Ishtar, he was there. Darts, he was there. He was literally there for all the villains, but he waited to play his part. He knew when the time would come.
Right, so he, like you said, he waited.
And I view that's the perfect thing about a villain. He was a mastermind. He knew when and when not to strike. And I'd feel he was the best villain. I mean, he didn't have the best decks, but his decks weren't based around knocking you out right away. Because a lot of his plans was engulfing the world in shadows. So his decks would stall. Because it takes time. And his decks really represents not only his personality, but his goal for the earth. Because it's a process. And I think that's what I like about Bakura. Now, understand, guys, I'm not one of those Bakura fanboys. Bakura! And I'm not one of those Bakura fanboys that watch Yaoi or shit like that with Bakura on. Understand. I respect him as a villain. And DancingDragon can tell you, I'm a big villain fanatic.
He definitely is.
And as a villain, I respect him. Because he knew when to strike, he knew who to strike, and he knew how to strike. And I feel as a villain, you need that. So yeah, that's my top 5 favorite characters, plus my bonus.
Enemy.
Yep. So, how did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. That actually, it makes me think different from the TV shows. Because, I mean, yeah, I didn't know a lot of them. And, I didn't really watch all of them. But...
Let me see your red card. That's what I'm about.
Oh, that one person would be definitely...
dead.
Yeah. Like, the cars are, expensive, like you said, and,
Hey, little kid, I got you this super rare expensive card you'll never know how to use. How about you come back to my place and I give it to you?
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong there. I don't know, you know.
It's just wrong.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
But yeah, so that's my top 10 my top 5 favorite characters. And this is Deliverance signing out. We're going to go off here and watch the final 4 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! And she's going to do it either against her will or willingly. So this is Deliverance signing out. Later,
Bye,
guys.
guys.